my name's Alex, welcome to the channel. Just thought I'd do a welcome video just to give you an idea about myself and give you an idea about the car. This is my Evo 9 MRFQ 360 by HKS. I've had it about 7 years now. I had lots of Fords before. I had Escort Cosworth, Sierra Cosworth. I had a Focus ST and a Focus RS. Brilliant cars. I loved Fords for years. I've had various others. I've had XR3Is, RS Turbos, XR2s, all those sorts of cars. But I was working in a Mitsubishi dealership at the time, and I've loved Mitsubishi for years. Obviously followed rallying, Colin McRae, Richard Burns, Carlos Sainz, Tommy Mäkinen, obviously, hero. And I've always loved the Evos. Always loved the Evos. And there, at the time when I was working in the dealership in Mitsubishi, there was a guy that had a Evo FQ 360. Now, I didn't really know what it was, to be honest with you. Absolutely loved the look of it. Thought it was fantastic. Got sat in it. Brilliant. Thought lovely car. And he took me out in it, and I was sold. I mean, it's just amazing. Maybe one of the best cars I'd ever been in. So I decided to buy one. So I bought one. So I bought this one 7 years ago. It wasn't in the best of conditions when I bought it. It was mechanically sound, really good. Service history was really good, but cosmetically not very good. We had a lot of work to do to it, to be honest, on the outside. It's had various paint done. It's had the front wings painted. It's had the doors painted because they had to be blended in. We also painted the bonnet because that also had to be done. When I first got it, I put it on the ramp and I took it apart. We've under-sealed it on the inside. There was other things that had been missing as well. I mean, there's some things that were missing that I just didn't understand. So there was like an aerial missing on it, and little bits of trim and things that have been done over the years, obviously from the previous owners, but not quite put back together properly. So my point back then, was to take it apart. I didn't want to spend too much time on it, repairing it and everything. I just wanted to drive it really. So I did the minimum I had to do, and then put it on the road. And I say that was 7 years ago. So I've now decided, because it's winter time, that and the car's off the road, obviously I don't take it out generally in the summer, that I'm going to do a winter restoration on it. So I thought what I'd do really is put some videos on YouTube, because obviously other people are doing this, and I feel that with my experience that it may aid other people to help. So I thought what I'd do is put them on. My predominantly idea is with the car. I mean, at the moment, obviously the welcome video, you can see it's back together, but the point was really, there was things I had to do. So I wanted to get the Cusco strut brace, which you can see on the car just there. That's something I've wanted for a long time. Some of the under-sealing and the paint that I'd done previously 7 years ago was coming off. It wasn't quite right. Thing really was doing the engine bay, as the engine bay I didn't do. I replaced some of the hoses, the most obvious hoses, because they were old and tarnished, but I thought really at some point I need to sort the engine bay out. And I've been to a few car shows and people would just open their bonnets, and I was kind of thinking, well, I'm just going to keep mine closed, I think. But so I've decided this winter to strip the car down and do some things that I didn't do last time. So I've done things like, I've done the whole engine bay. I didn't do a video of that. I must admit, I've started the channel a little bit after I've done the engine. So what I'm going to put on is just some kind of a overview of what I've done before that this has sort of started now, just to show you guys what I've been doing up until this point. So I was going to do the engine bay. I wanted to paint all the gearbox and everything, because when you look down you can just see it's old. I wanted to do the strut brace on the front. I wanted to repaint the intercooler. I wanted to repaint and clean the underside again. I wanted to hopefully fit some braided brake lines, because the old brake lines didn't look very good. But again, I left those because I thought, well, they're okay. I had to replace the front shock absorbers when I first got it, because they were absolutely rusted out. I couldn't understand why they were so rusty, because the car wasn't, but it just didn't make sense really. So I had to do those. But the rear ones I never did. I wanted to strip the rear shocks down, repaint them, and just make it look cool. But my point is with the car really is I'm not kind of a show queen, as it were. I won't not drive it. I just like to have everything up together and looking really good, just because it's peace of mind for me. And also I like to take things apart and put them back together, and I'm not really taking this car apart properly, put it all back together. So that's the point in these videos I will be doing and have done, is because I just want to do that, and I want other people to think, well, that's okay, I'm not a professional, but you know, there are people that can do these things that aren't professionals, basically. My videos are really just for information. I don't mind people asking me questions, obviously, but it's just for something that I'm doing, but I feel that if I put it out there, then other people can see that you know, it can be relatively easily done. I've got other things to do that I've not done before. Is I've got to change the gearbox oil, the diff oils and the rear diff oils, and the transfer box oil. That's got to be done. That's something I'm in the process of doing at the moment. I've just done the engine bay, which I've done. There's a video online of that that you can see. So I'm just going to try to cover as much as I can with it. I've had a few issues along the way, so it'd be worth watching the video of me trying to get the car sorted out, because it wasn't playing ball, as these restoration jobs quite often are. So myself, I'm not professionally trained. I've sort of learned over the years. I've been modifying cars, fixing cars and all that sort of thing. I've been in the dealerships, I've worked in the workshops, but I am fundamentally a home mechanic. But I just do everything myself, because I feel that if I've done it myself, then I know the car inside and out, and if there's an issue, chances are I can fix it. If I can't fix it, then it has to go to someone that can. But I don't give up that easily. So just give you a lowdown on the car, really. Like I said, it's an Evo MR-FQ 360 by HKS. It's an Evo 9. It's a 2006 model. It's so it's one of 200 made. There was a limited edition run, kind of the last hoo-ha to the Evo 9. They did it by the HKS were involved, from my understanding, predominantly because the FQ400 at the time was a really quick Evo, super quick Evo, but it had some mid-range lag on it, which there were some few moans about it. So what they did in this one is they did a sort of bit of an HKS conversion, and it's also mapped by Rally Art as well. It comes over from Japan, or came over from Japan, with the car and a box of parts, really. There are a few upgrades on the car as well that was spec'd when it was new. It has a slightly different interior in it, with the 9MR logo on it. But they come over, they fit all the hard pipe kit, they fit the remap with a Rally Art flash on it. They fit a few other Rally Art and limited edition model bits and bobs. Slightly different, so the hard pipes are slightly different. I believe the cams are slightly different as well. It just means that it's a 360 brake horsepower car as standard, but it delivers the power in mid-range. At 3,500 revs, you've got all the power. I mean, I've not driven a car like it. You come on, you know, you put your foot down, the MyVet comes in, and then you get to that point, 3,000, and the boost comes in, and it absolutely goes like a rocket. I mean, when I drove it back originally from where I bought it, I just literally had a smile on my face all the way back. You know, it's as I said, I've not driven, my Escort Cosworth was 360 horsepower. My Sapphire Cosworth was 360 horsepower. And it really is just like putting those two cars together. I mean, it's great. I mean, you know, it makes all the sounds, all the noises, you know, all that sort of thing. So I absolutely love it. I love it, love it. You know, it's brilliant. I say I don't take it out generally when it's sunny in the summer. Not really because I'm a bit of a queen, but really because it costs a fortune to tax. Being a UK model, the imports are a lot cheaper on tax and insurance. This being a UK version, according to the DVLA, this pumps out the same emissions as a V12 Ferrari, which I've never understood, but it is what it is at the end of the day. That's just me having a moan. But yeah, I mean, it's got the 6-speed box in it. Obviously, slightly, it's not as good as the 5-speed. The 5-speed box is a lot stronger. But the 6-speed box, I do find a little bit like you're constantly changing gear. I mean, it does whip through the gears, not a problem. But I do find sometimes that changing gear, first gear is a complete waste of time. You know, you just whip in a second and then you just use the rest of the gears really. Really the 6th gear, you're going to hit that on a motorway. You know, it'll pull a 150, 160, not a problem. But it's just a bit longer in the 6th gear, so it just takes that a little bit longer to get there. But apart from that, it's great. I absolutely love the thing. I wouldn't change it for the world. It's a brilliant car. So just sort of give a little lowdown on what we're doing again. So I just thought I'd run it through. So we've got plenty of things to do on the car. Lots to do, lots to get on with. So I'm going to put the videos online as we go, so you can sort of see what I'm doing and where I'm at. I said, if you've got any questions or anything like that, I'm quite happy to answer them. It's you know, I said I'm not a professional, but you know, I like to do all the things myself as much as I can. The car is getting there now. We're getting quite a long way. If you look at the previous videos that I've put online, and I've still got some more to put online, you'll see that. What I'm going to do with the channel really is I'm going to keep it open. So if I've got anything to do on the car, I can do a little video and let you guys see what I'm doing and how it's done and that sort of thing. I'm also going to be going to some shows, covering some shows. We got Castle Combe not far from us. That's a good show. Obviously you got the Jap show, you got Rally Day, all the track action days, all those sorts of things that we can go to. I'm looking forward to going to some of those next year, because I'll have a bit more of a showy engine bay, which I can I won't be so embarrassed opening the bonnet, which will get better. There's a couple of things also that I want to make for the car. A couple of things I've seen online that I think, well, I'm not bad. I can fabricate small things, so I want to have a go at fabricating a few little things on the vehicle. I've got to repair a couple of things. There's a couple of bits that are rusty. The back plates on the brakes are horrendous, but they always are. Every car I've ever had to do with back plates or, you know, brakes, backing plates, thin tin on any vehicle I've had has always been a pain all over the years. I do want to upgrade to some braided brake hoses, mainly because I've had those on all my other cars and it's good. I've never had a problem with brake fade, anything like that. I run the DS2500 pads on this one. It's got a new set of discs on pads all the way around it. They've never faded on me, never had a problem with those. Driven it pretty hard, to be honest. Never really a problem. It's got, just to run through really some mods that have been done on the car. It's got an HKS silent power exhaust on it. Reason being is I prefer it slightly quieter. I've had a lot of louder cars over the years and they are noisy and drony. It does have a resonated, shall we say, test pipe on it. That does helps the engine breathe. It's got the HKS induction kit on it as well. I've color coded that to the car. It was green originally, excuse me. It was green originally, but now it's got a red filter on it, so that's been coded to the car. I have put some. There is, as you can see, you can see I've got some rally art graphics on the car. I love rallying. I said I've followed rallying for years. Colin McRae, Richard Burns, all those sorts of people. I've been stood in the Welsh forest, freezing, watching these cars absolutely hammering down lanes that I can never understand how they can even do that. But I saw a lot of the Evos as well. I mean, I saw the Escort Cosworths, I saw the Sierra Cosworths. The Evos were still there when I saw as Colin McRae was driving the Focus RS. The Focus WRC car, not an RS, sorry. He was driving that one, but at the same time, I had Richard Burns was driving an Evo. Tommy Mackin has obviously driven the Evo. So again, just seeing these cars going down, and I love cars that you could, like they used to say in touring car, you know, you used to race them on a Sunday, buy them on a Monday. You know, this really is as close as you're going to get to a road legal rally car. You know, I mean, you could put a set of tarmac tyres on it or a set of studded tyres on it and go and fire down a rally stage. You know, he's got the settings in the car. You've got tarmac, snow and gravel. I have used the gravel setting on gravel before, and it accelerates as quick as it does in tarmac, which is are beyond me. I think there's some Japanese trickery that's in the car. But I say never had a problem with it. It's always been good. It's great in the wet. The wet's you know, it's just a quick car all round. But let's say that's why I have it really, because I love rallying. I absolutely love it. You know, it's a sport that has been around for years. It's a sport that I've always admired because the level of concentration that these guys have got and the way they go down these lanes is just beyond comprehension, really. I've been in one rally car over the years, and a few years ago, well, it's quite a long time ago actually, and that was just another level. You know, I just couldn't grasp it. It's just like, it was absolutely mental, you know. But I got out there with a large smile on my face, and apart from that, I was just about okay. Looking a bit white as a sheet, I think, because when you're hurtling down lanes at 90 to 100 miles an hour and there's a big tree in front of you and you think this car's not going to go there, it does go there, and it's amazing. And the Evo's pretty similar to that. You know, you can hit some road with it quite quickly and it'll behave itself. So the graphics on it really are rally art graphs. I've tried to replicate what it looks like, a bit like a rally car. There's a couple of WRC graphics on it. I've got the rally art graphics. I've got a little tribute to Mr. Block, Ken, because that was a sad day. You know, he's an absolute legend. And that's why I've got the Hoonigan on the side as well, because it's just my tribute really to a rallying legend that's lost. So I just feel that I just like to represent those people that aren't with us anymore, and you know, I think this car really does. And I drive it around, people see it, they love to talk to me about it, they love to come and talk to me and see it and have a look around it and excuse me, and enjoy everything. So my plan is basically to keep the car on the road so people can see. Like I've said, obviously we lost Ken Block, we've lost Colin McRae, we've lost Richard Burns. You know, I just feel that I want to just keep that rallying alive. People just don't see rally cars anymore. You don't see cars like this anymore. You know, it's good to have these cars on the road so people can see what it used to be, really. And I'm quite happy for people to have a look at it, stop me, chat to me about it, and that's absolutely fine. You know, I just want people to see that you know, this era of machines that were brilliant. You know, everybody was in awe of those sorts of things. So yeah, the point in the channel really is to really just talk about the Evos. I've got a few friends that have got Evos and things like that. I made a few contacts actually since I've been doing the channel, which is interesting. They're quite good. There's a few people that was also helping me with parts and things like that I've not had access to before, which is really good. There's a good guy that I've DJ Rally Art. He can get things over from Japan and things like that, which is good. Which is something I lost when I left the dealership. Sorry, you know, it's a bit of a pain. I could get access to everything when I first got it, and now I've got to get it from Mitsubishi, which is not always the cheapest, shall we say. So I've got a good contact now. I've got a good contacts for a couple of people that break these cars on a regular basis. Just had some bits delivered, so that's good. I'll get those sorted. So like I said, the point of the channel is really just to inform people of the car, inform people about the car, and just let them know how I'm getting on with it really, and just sort of you know, I'll get to the point where I can take it around the shows and you can see my car and you can see other people's cars, you can see other cars that are still on the road. I mean, I love seeing cars on the road that have not been on the road for a long time. You know, you know, some of the cars, when I go to these shows, it just amazes me that these cars are still about. You think you don't see them on a regular basis, but they're hiding in sheds and garages and buildings and workshops and all that sort of thing. And I think it's just fantastic. I just love the old school vehicles. Anything old school really. I don't really, not too worried what make or model it is. You know, I'm kind of stuck in the 90s and the 2000s really. The new vehicles are good, don't get me wrong, they're brilliant. Yeah, my friend had an M3, which is a serious piece of kit, but it's just a bit too modern for me. I like something that's a bit more older, a bit more seat of your pants, something that you know, like they say, if you're not scared, you're not having fun. That's happened a few times, believe me. So yeah, so obviously please like and subscribe to the channel. I'll be putting regular updates on. I've also got a page on Instagram as well. I put various pictures on Instagram because obviously you can't put pictures on YouTube. But I have linked the YouTube account to my Instagram account, so please check that out. I have things on there as well, and I tend to put things wherever I can, really, just to sort of get the channel about and get other people to sort of join and excuse me, and get involved in the channel. So yes, please like and subscribe to the channel. It will help me, help you guys keep there, and help everything along the way.